more BC doctors are seeing the value of supporting their patients in self-management.
Self-management and is central around the doctor-patient relationship. I think the doctor-patient relationship is built on trust. It's built on respect for your patients.
I am a very independent person. I do not want people doing things for me, but I will accept things at times.
We have to change our way of thinking and understand that, hey, people are the experts in their own care and we're just guides along the way.
I like to look after myself. I like to prove that I'm capable, and I am capable.
When your patient comes in and you come in, you have your agenda as a doctor. Your agenda might be keep your office on time. You know, let's find out what the problem is, solve it, and move on to the next patient, and try and do that in a quick, efficient way. And the patient's agenda might be, you know, I'm really worried about something, and I really want my doctor to discuss that with me so I can understand and be less worried about it. So instead of kind of running with my agenda, I have to bite my tongue sometimes and just say, don't say anything. The story has to be told and you must listen. So a little voice in my head says that.
Supporting patient self-management makes good sense. After all, it's the patients that have to make lifestyle changes and monitor their health. For doctors, it means fewer and less protracted visits. Physicians use various methods to promote self-management. One way is through an interviewing technique that incorporates 3 key questions. Dr. Allison Rankin demonstrates.
Hi. How have you been?
Horrible couple of weeks.
Tell me what happened.
I've been in lots and lots and lots of pain.
So what is it that you're worried about? What worries you most?
Too much pills, too much smoke. It's just, and it's not doing anything. I'm still in pain.
Okay. So worried a lot about all the chemicals you're putting into your body, hey?
Yeah.
What do you think you'd most like to change?
I'd like to change the pain without taking anything more.
Have you ever considered that smoking might be contributing to the pain?
No.
It has been shown that smoking can make pain worse. Are you thinking about cutting back on smoking?
I'd like to. I'd like to.
And how confident are you that you'll be able to cut back on the smoking?
Right about now where I am, pretty confident, because it's getting, I'm just smoking more and more, and you know what, when I'm having a cigarette, I'm craving a cigarette, and then I have a pill because the cigarette gives me a headache. And
so how do you think you might go about making that change?
With a lot of help.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're thinking you might cut back on smoking, you might try to quit.
First of all, cut back. I couldn't just quit.
So could you tell me exactly what your plan is?
Well, my plan would be to have a cigarette and then try and go a whole hour without one. And for me, that would be doing good.
Okay. Starting tomorrow then,
you're
going to have an hour, a full hour between cigarettes.
Yeah.
And we'll follow up with you in a week.
Okay.
Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I find that using those 3 questions is a lead-in to help patients to develop an action plan which allows them to make some very small, measurable change so that at the end of the week or the end of the month they can say, I did it, and they can go on to the next one to work towards their long-term goal.
I'm always surprised that I actually learn something a little bit extra when I use the 3 questions. It rarely takes more than 1.5 minutes to get the patient's agenda if you just listen properly.
Both Dr. Egan and Dr. Rankin also run group medical visits as a means to do clinical follow-ups with their patients and to promote self-management.
Before I came to the pain group, I had no one I could actually talk to about how I felt and know that they would actually understand where I was coming from.
Did you have an action plan? What are you working towards? I forget.
Creating action plans is central to patient self-management, even in group visits.
I'm doing well. I was only smoking about 18 cigarettes a day.
Yep.
And since I saw you last Tuesday, I've smoked 4 cigarettes.
That is awesome.
So,
Wow.
I like the action plans because they make me accountable.
I think the action plan for me allows me to actually complete something.
Doctors often have their medical office assistants follow up with the patients to see how they're doing with their action plans. They monitor the patient's health periodically and keep in contact by phone.
When I got involved in the self-management, I had to kind of stop and really think about it myself as to what it meant for me. And I came up with a document and a statement, which was really my message to my patients. It involved, caring for them in a respectful, dignified manner. And it also involved, for me anyway, some idea of preventative health and taking care of themselves in a timely manner.
I had an egg log last night.
It is.
Deadly.
Yeah, I noticed it this morning when I took my blood sugar.
A brighter future for primary health care in British Columbia is dependent in part on doctors supporting their patients to manage their chronic conditions, and on patients in turn stepping up to the challenge.